Welcome to today's maths class of class 6, Understanding Elementary Shapes. Today we will be doing the third part of this lesson, in which we will be going to learn about different types of angles. We will learn to compare angles, and also we will learn how to measure the different angles. Students, in the second part you had learned about two basic angles, that is the right angle and the straight angle, with respect to two examples, that is hands of a clock and directions. So today again we start with right angle. Remember what we learnt about right angle? Right angle is an angle of exactly measure 90 degree. An angle which has measure exactly equal to 90 degree is called a right angle. On the screen you can see some examples of objects forming right angles. And in clock, remember, when the hands of the clock makes 1/4 of a revolution, it makes a right angle. The second angle that we learnt was straight angle. Straight angle is an angle of measure exactly 180 degree. You can see examples on the screen where you see objects making a straight angle, or with respect to clock, if you remember, I had said when the hands of a clock come in a straight line, it forms a straight angle. So students, these were the two angles that we learnt in the second part of the lesson. Today we are going to learn more about angles. Have you ever thought, are there angles which have measure less than 90 degree, or angles which have measure greater than 90 degree, or angles having measure greater than 180 degree? Yes. There are different types of angles you will be learning, which will be having measures between 0 to 90, between 90 to 180, and between 180 to 360. So what will be these angles called? The first angle that you are going to learn today is acute angle. An acute angle is an angle having a measure between 0 and 90 degree. You can see some examples on your screen of objects forming an acute angle. Remember, the measure of an acute angle will be between 0 and 90 degree. The second angle that you are going to learn today is obtuse angle. Obtuse angle is an angle having measure between 90 and 180 degree. The measure of the angle between 90 and 180 degree is called obtuse angle. See the objects on the screen forming an obtuse angle. The third angle which you are going to learn today is reflex angle. An angle between 180 degree and 360 degree are called reflex angles. You can see some examples of objects forming reflex angle. So students, these are the different types of angles that you are going to learn in this class, and also we are going to compare these angles with right angle and straight angle. So students, now you have learned about 5 different type of angles. I told you that I will teach you how to compare the angles with respect to right angle and straight angle. For that we need a method or any particular tool. So that tool you are going to make by yourself. We are going to make a right angle tester. For that you just need a piece of paper, and what you have to do, just you have to fold the paper from between. When you fold the paper, students, you get a crease here which is actually forming an angle of 180 degree or a straight angle. Now what you have to do, this fold of paper, you have to again fold it once more. So what you are doing, you are making half of 180 degree. Half of 180 degree is 90 degree. Now what you have got is a right angle tester, because these corners are actually forming exactly 90 degree. This you can use to test whether the given angle is 90 degree, greater than 90 degree, or less than 90 degree. So let us place this right angle tester on the right angle that is made on the screen. When I place it on the screen, I find that both the edges are exactly coinciding with the right angle tester. So this proves that this is a right angle. Now when I place it on the straight angle, I find that it is just at the midpoint. Or if I open this right angle tester, what do I get? The straight edge coincides with the line forming the straight angle. So this is a straight angle. Now what about the three angles that we have learnt? The first angle that we learned was acute angle. I am going to place this right angle tester on the acute angle and see. So when I place it on the acute angle, what do I observe? Where is the vertical line of the right angle? It is actually here. But where is the ray of my acute angle? It lies within 90 degree. That is, it does not go beyond this line. That means an angle having a measure which is greater than 0 degree but less than 90 degree is a acute angle. Now the next angle that we learned was obtuse angle. If I place this right angle tester on the obtuse angle, what do I observe? This is actually forming a right angle, but the angle which I have made on the screen, the ray forming the obtuse angle goes beyond that line. That means now the measure has exceeded 90 degree or it is within 180 degree. So this angle that is formed here, that is an obtuse angle. What about reflex angle? Reflex angle, just now I taught you, it has a measure greater than 180 degree and less than 360 degree. So when I place it on the base of the reflex angle, here you will find that this is the 90 degree line. If I open it, I get a straight angle, but here again it has gone beyond the straight angle. You can see that the angle has gone beyond straight angle, that is the measure is more than 180 degree but less than 360 degree. So this is a reflex angle. So using a right angle tester, you can compare the different angles that you have just learned. So now I will give you a summary of the different angles that you have just learned. The different types of angles and what the angles are, and the diagram you can see on the screen. The first angle what we learned was acute angle. When an angle measures between 0 degree and 90 degree, it is called an acute angle. Right angle, when the angle is exactly 90 degree, it is called a right angle. Obtuse angle, when an angle measures between 90 degree and 180 degree, it is called an obtuse angle. Straight angle, when an angle measures exactly 180 degree, it is called a straight angle. Reflex angle, when an angle is greater than 180 degree but less than 360 degree, then it is called a reflex angle. Complete angle or full rotation, when an angle is exactly 360 degree, it is called a full angle or a complete angle. So now students, we are going to again compare the different types of angles that we have learned today with respect to the revolution of the hands of the clock. On your screen you can see the 6 different cases of showing the revolution of the hands of the clock forming the 6 different angles. The first angle that is formed is an acute angle less than 90 degree. The second case shows a right angle which is exactly equal to 90 degree, and the third case shows an obtuse angle which is greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. The fourth case you can see that the hands of the clock are making a straight line and forming a straight angle exactly 180 degree. And in the fifth case you can see a reflex angle being formed where the angle is greater than 180 degree. And the last case you can see in a complete revolution there an angle of 360 degrees is formed or a complete angle is formed. So remember, when an acute angle is formed, the revolution will be less than 1/4 of a revolution. And when a right angle is formed, it will be equal to 1/4 of a revolution. When a straight angle is formed, it will be equal to half of a revolution. When an obtuse angle is formed, the revolution will be between 1/4 and half. And when a reflex angle is formed, the revolution will be more than half. And when during a complete angle formed, one complete revolution will be covered. So this was the example of the clock and the different type of angles that are formed. So students, now we can solve the third exercise, that is exercise 5.3. The first question of exercise 5.3 is match the following. On the left hand side you can see the different names of the angles given, and on the right hand side you have the revolution shown with respect to the hands of the clock. Now you have to match the types of angles formed and accordingly how it matches with the hands of the clock. Now the first one is straight angle. If you remember, straight angle is nothing but it refers to half of a revolution. So the answer for the first one will be C, that is half a revolution. Now the second one, right angle. In right angle we learn when the hands of the clock makes 1/4 of a revolution, it makes right angle, that is the answer will be, where do you have 1/4 of a revolution? That is option number D. Right angle will match to 1/4 of a revolution. Third one is acute angle. Acute angle is the angle having measure between 0 degree and 90 degree. So it will be the angle less than 1/4 of a revolution. Which option will match for acute angle? Angle less than 1/4 of a revolution. So the answer for 3 will be A. Now the fourth option here is obtuse angle. If you remember what we learned about obtuse angle has a measure greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. That means the option here will be obtuse angle will match for between 1/4 of a revolution and half of a revolution. Now the fifth option is reflex angle, and the option for that will be, reflex angle is formed when the hands of a clock move more than half of a revolution. So for the fifth one the answer will be B, more than half a revolution. Now you will see one of the option here is left, that is one complete revolution, for which no option is given on the left hand side, but if you remember, one complete revolution refers to nothing but it refers to complete angle. Now we'll solve the second question of exercise 5.3. The second question of the exercise reads, classify each of the following angles as right, straight, acute, obtuse or reflex. The different cases you can see here, you have to classify according to the types of angles that you have just learned. So how will you classify? You will have to classify by observation, or you can even do with a right angle tester, which I had just shown you. So here in the first case A, you can see both the arms of the angle that it is less than 90 degree. And how do we show that what is the angle that is formed? You can see the mark that is shown between the two arms. So it is less than 90 degree. That means the first answer here, the angle formed is an acute angle. In the second case, you can see that here the angle which is formed, it is more than 90 degree. When it is more than 90 degree, you know that the angle formed is an obtuse angle. In the third case, you can see different angles are formed. But which question is asked? You have to tell about the mark which is shown here. Here you can see it is a straight line, and in the middle again another straight line downwards. So a straight line always forms 180 degree or a straight angle, but the angle asked is this part, and half of the straight angle is nothing but a right angle. In the case D, where is the angle mark? You have to tell about this angle. So an angle which is more than 180 degree and less than 360 degree, it is a reflex angle. In case E, which part is asked? You have to tell about this angle. Now here a straight line is formed, and the angle formed on the straight line is nothing but a straight angle. And in the last case, you can see the question that is asked, you have to tell about the angles formed at the two corners here. You can see it is less than 90 degree. That means the angle formed here are acute angle. The next topic that we are going to learn is measuring angles. Now for measuring angles, you will need a tool for measuring the different angles that you have learned, and this tool you have in your geometry box. You must have seen an object in your geometry box which is like this. You must have seen that the object, the shape is like this, but you will have a smaller in size, and also it is made of plastic. It is nothing but it is a protractor, and we use protractor for measuring the angles. Now in a protractor you must have seen that it has two edges. It has a straight edge which is the base of the protractor, and it has a curved edge in which you will see some markings. And the markings you will see that it at one end it starts from 0, and towards the other end it ends at 180 degree, and another marking starting from here at 180 degree, and at the opposite end it ends at 0. So this is a protractor which is used to measure angles. Now I will teach you how you can make a protractor by yourself. What you need is a circular piece of paper, and you know in a circle the angle which is formed at the center, it is 360 degree, or a complete angle is formed. And just now I told you in a protractor the markings are equal to from 0 to 180 degree. So if you make a fold of this circle, you get a semicircle in this shape. So here at one end you can mark 0, and the other end you can mark 180 degree. And suppose if you make a fold of this semicircle, just half of this semicircle, what will you get? You will get half of 180, that is 90. This midpoint will refer to 90. And this part is actually called a quadrant, which forms 90 degree, or it is 1/4 of a revolution. Now again, if you make half of it, that is half of 90 degree, what will you get? You will get 45. This is half of 90 degree, and when you open, you will get the crease like this. This was the base. In the center you have 90 degree being formed, half of 90 degree, that is 45 degree, and if you again fold that 45 part, you will get half of 45, that is 22.5 degree. So this part, the angle here made is 22.5 degree, half of 45. So if you open all these parts, you will get the different markings of a protractor, which will be somewhat like this. You can see here we had started from 0, and the other end was 180 degree, and the other markings at the mid you have marked 90 degree, half of which was 45 degree, and opposite to which you have 135 degree, and again half of 45, which we showed as 22.5 degree, and the other markings are also shown accordingly. So this is an improvised protractor which you have made by yourself, which shows some of the markings of the protractor. Now we will use the exact protractor, and we will learn how to measure the angles. Okay? Now I will teach you how to measure an angle using a protractor. So on the screen you can see an angle which is made, and I want to know what is the measure of this angle that is made. Now I have to place the protractor on the base of the angle. This will be the ray BC is called the base of the angle, in such a way that the midpoint of the protractor, this marking midpoint of the protractor, lies on the vertex B. Remember, B is the vertex where the two rays meet, AB and CB meet at the point, that is B. So I have to place the protractor with the midpoint of the protractor at the vertex B, and I have to adjust the protractor in such a way that My straight edge of the protractor is on the ray BC, exactly on the ray BC. Now the mark which falls on the ray BA will give the measure. And which reading you have to take, that is also important. You will see here two readings, one starting from 0 and another from 180 degree. You have to choose the reading which starts from 0. That is very important, or else you will make the mistake. When you place a protractor at the vertex, you have to choose the reading which starts from 0 on your base, that is BC. So here you will see that the ray BA, it falls on the mark which is showing from 0, starting from 0 and ending at 70. That means the angle which is formed here, that is equal to 70 degree. We measure angle in degrees, and how do we write that? We write it as measure of angle ABC is equal to 70 degree, or you can just write angle ABC is equal to 70 degree. So this is how you use a protractor for measuring different angles. Let us see another example. Here you can see an angle which is named as XYZ, and I have to find the measure of this angle using a protractor. So how do we start? You know here the vertex is Y, so I have to place the protractor in such a way that the midpoint of the protractor lies on the vertex Y. And I have to adjust the protractor so that the straight edge of the protractor is on the ray YZ. Again I can see the two readings starting from 0 and 180. Which is the scale which I have to choose? I have to choose the scale which starts from 0. So if you see that the ray YX, now here where does it mark at? It marks at, from 0 we are taking, so it 122 degree. 122 degree. But remember, if you write 60, it is wrong, because we are taking the scale which is starting from 0. So be careful when you write. You are taking the scale from 0. From 0, here the marking, it ends at 122 degrees. So the measure of this angle will be 122 degree. And how will you write? You will write measure angle XYZ is equal to 122 degree, or you can just write angle XYZ is equal to 122 degree. Now here you have seen two examples, that is an angle which is making 70 degree, an angle which has measure 122 degree. How will you name these angles according to the type of angles that we have learned? The first angle, because it is having a measure less than 90 degree, so this will be an example of acute angle. And here you can see the measure of the angle is greater than 90 degree. So this is an example of obtuse angle. So now you have seen how you can use a protractor, measure the angle and also classify them according to the type of angles. Let us now start the questions from exercise 5.4. The first question reads, what is the measure of a right angle? And the second part is the measure of a straight angle. So the answer for the first question, the first part, the measure of a right angle, the measure will be equal to 90 degree. And the second part, straight angle, the measure will be equal to 180 degree. Let us start with the second question of exercise 5.4, which says you have to say true and false of the given statement. The first statement reads, the measure of an acute angle is less than 90 degree. What did we learn in an acute angle, the measure of an angle lies between 0 degree and 90 degree. So the first statement is true. The second statement is the measure of an obtuse angle is less than 90 degree. What did we learn? In an obtuse angle, the measure lies between 90 degree and 180 degree. So here the statement, the measure of an angle, obtuse angle is less than 90 degree, so it will be false. The third statement reads, the measure of an reflex angle is greater than 180 degree. In reflex angle we learn the angles having measure greater than 180 degree and less than 360 degree are called reflex angle. So the third statement, that is the measure of an reflex angle is greater than 180 degree, will be true. Option number D, the measure of one complete revolution is equal to 360 degree. We know that in one complete revolution, what is the angle that is made? 360 degree. So the statement is true. The third question is, write down the measures of some acute angle, and the second part is some obtuse angles. So we have learned acute angle, the measure lies between 0 degree and 90 degree. So you can write a number of examples like 20 degree, 89 degree, 70 degree, 50 degree. So these are all examples of acute angle. Second, you have to give example of obtuse angle. In obtuse angle you learn the measure is greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. So you can give many examples like 120 degree, 170 degree, 110, 110 degree, 150 degree. All these are examples of obtuse angle. Now let us solve the question number 4 of exercise 5.4, which reads, measure the angles given below using a protractor and write down the measure. You have to use a protractor and measure the angles as we learned and write the measure. The first angle you can see, you have to place the protractor correctly, that is you have to place the midpoint at the vertex and the straight edge lying on any one of the arms. So if I place here, I have to take the reading which starts from 0. So here at the other arm, where does it end at? It ends at the mark 50. So the first angle here, the measure of it is equal to 50 degree. The second one, let us keep the midpoint of the protractor at the vertex and take the correct scale, that is starting from 0, and the second arm, where does it end? At 110 degree. So what is the measure here? It is 110 degree. This one, just by observing also you can say it is a right angle having a measure. Let us check it with the protractor. Place the midpoint at the vertex and the base of the protractor at one of the arms. Then the other arm where it reads, you will exactly find that it is equal to 90 degree. So here the measure is equal to 90 degree. In part D, you can see different angles that are formed, and you should know where you should place a protractor to measure the angles. If you are placing at this arm, that is, your midpoint should be at this vertex, and you have to read the scale starting from 0. So where does it end? 50 degree. So here this part measures 50 degree, and for this angle, remember you have to place it at one of the arms. This is the angle that you have to measure. This is the angle that you have to measure. So you have to place at the vertex, and the arm goes here. So how much is the angle that is being shown here? Starting from 0, it reads around 137 degrees. So this angle is 137 37 degree. And for this angle, you have to place again the protractor with the midpoint at the vertex of the angle, and starting from 0 you have to take the reading, and here it ends at 70. So the angle here made is 70 degree. So you can see with the protractor you have measured the different angles. So students, in today's class we have learnt about different types of angles. We learned how to compare the angle using a right angle tester, and also we learned to measure the different type of angles using a protractor. So hope you enjoyed today's class. Keep practicing and take care.